Hello, my perfect Pisces, and welcome to your general weekly reading. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, if you haven't had a chance to check out your other readings on my channel, please do so. And if you do enjoy these readings, please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, notification bell, all that other great stuff. It does cost nothing to subscribe, but it does mean a lot to me and it helps me grow my channel. I do appreciate that very much. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and we will get your regular cards here for your kind of reading of past, present, and future as it kind of goes with the challenge card. And then we'll use 3 oracle decks to kind of elaborate further as we're going along. So let's kind of see what we've got going for you this week and into next. So let's see here. We've got some pretty big cards here. So we've got Queen of Swords energy. So I do feel like for many of you, you have been kind of dealing with pretty stagnant feelings, feelings like, and this has been kind of a theme I'm seeing a lot. Of course, we've got big changes. We have supermoon coming, I think, on the 9th of this month. We had on the 20th of last month, Jupiter moving into Aquarius, a lot of big changes, a lot of kind of people feeling that just kind of shift, that kind of almost anxious feeling to kind of get things moving and into position. And I feel like this is no different for you, right? So I feel like for you, you have for a long time, or at least, for quite some time anyway, really been feeling kind of frustrated, kind of lackluster in your relationships, in your job, whatever it may be. And for whatever reason, now a major shift has occurred. So whether it was out of necessity because something changed and you had to kind of make a shift, or whether you've just decided, you know what, I'm going to take the bull by the horns and I am just going to say enough's enough. I've reevaluated my life at this point, or I just really am done with just being complacent. I'm done with dealing with less than I deserve. Whatever it may be, you have really elevated yourself, okay? You are in a kind of almost kind of epiphany moment here, right? Where you've decided, I'm going to elevate myself. I'm going to only accept what I deserve. So whether you have kind of started to make changes in your job decisions, maybe you've kind of decided to shift gears and leave a relationship that no longer served you, and you are moving into only dealing with ones that you know are good for you, better for you, those kinds of things. You are definitely taking a more queenly stance, right? Only going to surround yourself with what you feel you deserve, only the things that you know are on your level. And I feel like this is a big shift for you. You have not done that for a long time, right? For the longest time, you may have just kind of been, kind of going through the motions, okay? And the world here is kind of even further taking this kind of concept in that you haven't really felt like you've brought anything to fruition, right? And the world is about kind of like you're bringing this to an end. And I think this is kind of a double sense in this term, in that you're bringing an end of one concept of where you're kind of just playing it safe, doing what you've always done. That part of your life you're bringing to an end so that you can kind of reach fruition on a dream or an idea of a more excellent type of life that you've wanted, okay? So this is kind of a double whammy in that regard, or excitement, if you will, really more so, because it's kind of ending the idea that you're settling and moving towards the idea of fruition of a dream, maybe starting your own business, maybe reaching for the stars in that job that you didn't think that you would ever get, but I'm going to apply, I'm going to throw my name in the hat. Maybe, I'm going to ask that certain person out, or I'm going to let them know my feelings for them, even if they, I feel anyway that they're above my level. I think this is really you saying, you know what, I'm going to go full out, right? I'm going to go for that full on, reach fruition, go for the gold kind of scope here. And I think that is where you set this into action, right? You're at this mindset. You've already kind of made this choice. Now you're putting it in action. You're really actually pulling all of your resources and, putting it into motion, okay? And then down here, this Ace of Swords, well, that is your energy, right? You are going to be so very surprised. There's no doubt here that once you start actually putting these plans into place, right? Putting these into motion, putting those feelers out, right? So it's one thing to think about it, right? And you may have been thinking about it for the longest time. You may have been like, I'm so tired of this job. I wish I could just start my own business. I wish I could just go for that manager's position or higher level position or my boss's job. I do their work anyway, you know, all these things. I really wish I had the gumption or the guts to talk to X, Y, and Z because I know we'd make a great couple, whatever it may be. Thinking it, getting on that level, pep talking yourself to doing it, pulling back and saying, you know, I'm done with this job. I'm done with this relationship that is no longer serving me. That's the mindset. Here's the action of you actually putting this into play, into practice, putting that application in there, pulling out and actually starting your own business, you know, getting the actual wheels in motion, actually talking to that person and saying, hey, I have an interest in you, those kinds of things. This is the actual cultivation of that plan that you've had kind of swirling around for maybe a really long time. And I think you are killing it, right? You are putting it out there and you are absolutely knocking it out of the park, right? So it may be a whole kind of, you know, culmination of all of these things. You know, you may have started thinking, I hate this job, right? So I want to kind of go out there and go for that gusto new job, higher job in this company, totally different job that's I thought was above me, but it's worth a try. You know, starting my own business. But then you think, hey, this has given me the confidence now because I've actually got something I didn't think I could to go for that guy or girl that I've really had my eye on, you know, and now because I've got higher vibrations and more, you know, kind of real, you know, don't want to say backbone like you didn't have any before, but you know, you kind of are standing more upright, more strength, more, you know, intestinal fortitude. You've got more of that, you know, swag, if you will, that you are maybe getting your nerve up in other categories as well, a little bit more self-esteem in those categories as well. And everything this may be all encompassing, that everything is you're firing on all cylinders, right? This may be love coming in. This may be you're killing it in business, you're killing it in love, whatever. But whatever you do, I feel like you are going to be turning and burning success, really making this, you know, your dream world that you really have, you know, kind of just dreamed about in a kind of really daydreamy kind of sense for a long time. You're making this fruition for you. So this is huge, right? This is big changes. But let's see what your challenge card is. And of course, there's always a challenge. But I do find most of the time in these readings and with most people, the biggest challenge, well, we've got too many turned over there. Sorry about that. Forgive me here about that. Sorry. We had many challenges, too many challenges for any one person there. But I do feel like that a lot of times the main challenge anyway, is, you know, ourselves. We're our own worst enemy, our own biggest hang up. But the Seven of Pentacles. So I do feel like your biggest challenge is actually what this position is, putting it into motion, and that is shifting gears. So especially for those of you who have fears of financial issues, right? I don't want to leave a specific relationship because even though I know that I won't have to be alone, maybe that's not my fear. The fear is the financial repercussions of a divorce, a separation, living in separate houses, paying twice the bills, right? You know, I don't want to switch jobs, even though this job is so not good enough for me. I know I can do better. I'm doing all the work and getting half the pay of other people. I know there's more out there for me, yada, yada. If I go change jobs now, I might have to take a step back. This whole shifting could cost me off the bat. You know, it's always a fear, but also just the whole idea of a change, right? We're creatures of habit. We like the known and we fear the unknown, right? Can I do it? You know, I'm a little scared. I'm a little worried. What if I fail? What happens if I kind of get in there? All my dreams feel like they're coming true because I get the position. I get the, you know, girlfriend, boyfriend. I get whatever. And then I work super hard to get it. And then bam, I I drop the ball, I lose it, I can't keep it, you know, I really screw up, you know, I can dream about it and it doesn't hurt me. But if I actually get it and then I lose it, wow, that's a smack in the face. That would be awful, right? But again, you know, you cannot, what ifs are horrible, right? We don't want to live on what ifs. We don't want to live with regret. And also, it's worth taking the risk, right? Isn't it always, it's like the old adage about like, you know, if you don't take the risk, you will never get the reward. Well, that's kind of what we got here, right? So while you may have gotten complacent for a little bit, and while now you may have kind of cowboyed up and said, no, I've had enough, long enough, I've wasted too much of my life, I'm ready for more. The actual process of doing it, any change comes with its own set of challenges and fears. And I think this is just a general sense of that. But I think really and truly you can absolutely talk yourself through that. Just realize that you absolutely have control. You can always, you know, back up a little bit if things don't seem to be working, but any major reward typically requires a risk, right? I mean, you don't really get a lot of people who get super, super rewarded without having put some sort of risk, the risk of failure, the risk of money, the risk of putting their necks on the line, something out there first, right? So, you know, if you want the reward, you're going to have to take some risks. Okay, that's just kind of par for the course, let's say. So let's see what your psychic energy card here has to say for the Queen of Swords. And we'll kind of try to see what this gives us. And for any of you who have been, you know, seeing any numbers lately, for some reason, and I don't know why, I'm seeing the number 13 left, right, and center. And the 3 just came up here. That's so crazy. But I have been just seeing that number left, right, and center. So if you're seeing 13, I'm feeling it right now. As I'm reading this, I was feeling 13 and then the 3 came up. But again, so I don't know if the 13 means something to you, the 13th of this month, maybe March being with the 3 here being like something there. But rejoice in celebration. And I think this is ultimately, you should be rejoicing the fact that you have finally started to value yourself appropriately, right? And honestly, that is exactly what the universe is wanting for you, right? Spirit is telling you, listen, you have been accepting so much less than you deserve, right? Your vibrational level is really here and you've been operating down here. And when this is all you're putting off, that's all you're going to get back, right? And Spirit is saying, come on, you are so much better than this. You know you're better than this. You know that you are putting in the work of people who make twice what you do, because you're doing their work half the time, you know, or you know you deserve somebody who is so much better to you and for you than maybe the people you've been dating or you've been in a relationship with or whatever. You've just gotten kind of comfortable or complacent or whatever, and you deserve so much more. And just this breakthrough, you know, in your mind, even if you haven't started to act upon it yet until this phase, is really worth, you know, rejoicing in that, okay? Because this is really Spirit really kind of having you get that tower moment in your brain, that breakthrough that says, I deserve more. I am worth more. And really the mindset is the key to so much, because that's what's going to help you overcome your challenges too, right? Your challenge is all about, I'm afraid. Can I do it? Can I make it? Whatever your specific set of challenges are. I'm scared to be alone. I'm scared I can't afford it. I'm scared I won't do great at the job. Whatever it may be, you don't need to have that fear, right? You need to rejoice the fact that you finally realize how fantastic you really are and you're willing to act on it, right? So that's fantastic for you. Let's grab you a moon card, because again, we are working with super moons. We've got so much, you know, we have, last month we had a wolf moon. I think we have a snow moon later this month. I mean, we've got a lot of lunar activity, which of course affects so much in the way we change, the way we feel, the way people around us act. So let's get pull on that. 21 is that number. So could be an angel number for you, might be a number that means something there. But there again, 2 and the 1 is a 3 again. So, you know, March could be a big month for you, but resilience. And again, I feel like that is something that you need to keep in mind. And I think this is Spirit, the universe reminding you that regardless, close out that past chapter, release it, let it go. That complacency, that putting up with less than you deserve, that just, surviving but not thriving in what you could have, let that go, because even if this is scary to you, you are so resilient, right? You are such a resilient person that, you know what, even if the first thing that you jump at, the first job you apply to, it doesn't work out, that's nothing but a minor setback. Like I said, like you should know, like everyone should know, right? Every path to a major success, just about, doesn't matter what billionaire you check or what, if you listen to read any major biography of any major person who is a real success, almost every single one I've ever heard of, they say, I failed this many times before I succeeded. It's paved with failures, right? It's not about how many times you get knocked down, it's about how many times you get back up. And because you have this resiliency, this is not something that should even bother you. No change should bother you. The mindset that you have is a mindset that I can do this and deserve it. So the fact that you've got that mindset, you should just know I can get back up. So what if I get knocked down? It's still better to get back up and shoot for the stars, get what I know I deserve, rather than just play it safe and get less than what I deserve every time, all the time. That's a guaranteed less than I deserve. This, trying for it, going for it, pushing for it, is a potential out of the park situation, right? And it really is, right? It really is an out of the park situation for you. So let's grab you a general advice card here on your Ace of Swords. See if it kind of gives you anything to kind of mull over in the general category here on what you might want to do. But I know releasing some things here to get some space, but I do think it's all working in your favor. Let's see, the collective field is impacting you. Unseen forces in action. How can you relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? And that's exactly what it is. You need to release anything negative, anything that you feel is less than what you deserve. And I feel like that's what you've been dealing with for really a long time. I think this newfound idea that I am going to push for more, I want more, I need more, I deserve more, is an absolute reason to rejoice, celebrate, okay? And we have 38. So we're seeing that 3 again in there. And, again, March, maybe March 8th. We're really moving along with that. For some reason, March 8th stands out. Is that one of the other moons, big moons we have? I'll have to check that, but I do think so. But again, big situation there. Again, you can kill it. Unseen forces in action, they're working for you. This is Spirit in the universe rejoicing for the fact that you are ready to finally go for what you deserve. So let's get some kind of general energy and kind of advice clarification here real quick and just see what it has to say for you. And so we've got the Chariot, the Empress, and the 4 Cups. And again, I think this is really great because this is telling you that you are going to be able to really finally have a chance to get to a place where you can sit back. You can really enjoy the fruits of your labor. You are going to be moving forward in such a fantastic, positive way. And you're no longer going to be somebody who listens to naysayers, right? You're done with that. You're done with anybody who is doubting you, questioning you. If you've been in a toxic situation, and I kind of get that for some of you here with this, that there may have been some toxic work, family, relationships involved where they were kind of telling you, hey, you can't do any better than this. And that may have been what was holding you back, but you've decided for whatever reason, whether it was, Spirit putting the bug in your ear, the universe putting the bug in your ear, whatever, it's time to really get excited, rejoice and celebrate and get excited by the fact that you have decided to move on, and move you will, and you will be all the better for it. Okay. So don't let anything slow you down. I think everything there is looking fantastic for you. So you've got this. Just keep pushing. Everything is going to be perfectly in line for you. You're going to really be rocking it soon. Okay. You just have to let it go and give it up, give it up to the universe, but release those negative vibes, release any negative, people who are talking, in your ear telling you don't go for that job, or you don't go for that person, or it's above you, or it's out of your wheelhouse, or it's above your qualifications. I don't care. You know what? If you think you can do it, go for it. You know what? The universe is working in your favor, unseen forces, right? So you've got this and you can do it. All right. So I hope this worked out for you. If it did, please do like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. And I hope to see you back very soon, my lovely Pisces. Bye.